Welcome to today's Explainer. We are unpacking a really fascinating, almost completely unseen retail strategy operating right under our noses. We're talking about the hidden engine of retail foot traffic, this brilliant mix of spatial design, human psychology, and business strategy. I want you to pause for a quick second. Think about the last time you walked through a massive shopping center, a busy office building, or even a gym. What actually influenced how you moved through that space? Was it just the lighting, the signs? Well, subconsciously, our behavior is guided by a highly calculated environment. Sure, we follow paths of least resistance, but we also drift, almost like magnets, toward areas that promise comfort and convenience. Okay, so let's really dive into this. When you hear the word convenience, you probably picture a dusty, old snack dispenser shoved in a lonely corner somewhere, right? Well, today, we are completely shattering that image. In the world of commercial space planning, the vending machine is actually a highly strategic foot traffic driver. It is a powerful, hidden engine for controlling and directing customer flow. No joke. To break down exactly how this works, here is our roadmap. We'll start with the hidden retail strategy, then look at boosting foot traffic and directing movement. From there, we'll dive into encouraging longer visits, strategic placement, and finally, driving repeat engagement. Let's get right into it. Starting with part 1, the hidden retail strategy and reframing the humble vending machine. The absolutely crucial word here is complements. Vending works best when it seamlessly complements the existing retail space. The core philosophy is that a vending machine should never be treated as just this random, isolated box. It's a calculated piece of a giant puzzle, the overall customer journey. When a business nails this integration, they provide immediate refreshments, which actively reduces those annoying, unnecessary trips away from the location. It quietly keeps you, the customer, comfortably locked into their environment. Which brings us perfectly to section 2, boosting foot traffic, literally giving customers another distinct reason to visit a location in the first place. A well-placed machine acts as a total magnet for 2 distinct groups. First, you've got your passing customers. People who are already nearby spot the machine and just pop in for a quick drink. But the true powerhouse? That's the second group, long-stay visitors. Think about places where you're stuck for hours at a time, like workplaces or recreation centers. If people know a facility has convenient refreshments, that expectation alone actively boosts the initial foot traffic to that building. They just know they're going to be taken care of. Moving right along to section 3, directing customer movement through spatial influence. Picture a floor plan in your mind for a second and consider how physical objects actually dictate where you walk. Vending machines act as structural anchors. By placing them near entrances, waiting areas, or busy walkways, they naturally attract attention. Literally, an empty space suddenly becomes an intentional point of interest. It pulls customers into new zones and encourages them to explore displays in areas they probably would have walked right past. Okay, section 4. Encouraging longer visits and the immense power of dwell time. This is honestly one of the most critical metrics in any retail strategy. The source material hits the nail on the head here. Convenience plays an important role in customer behavior. We really cannot understate the deep psychological weight of immediate convenience. Think about it. When people are shopping or waiting around, eventually they get thirsty or, let's be real, they get hangry. If there is no quick convenience, the behavior is simple. They leave. But if the space is made comfortable through convenience, their behavior changes entirely. It creates this beautifully elegant domino effect. Because refreshments are readily available, visitors simply don't have to leave the premises to hunt down a snack. That simple comfort means they stay longer. And that extra dwell time, it directly creates way more opportunities for them to browse nearby products and services. A simple bottle of water effectively buys a retailer more time to engage a customer. It is a brilliant, super subtle retention strategy. But, of course, none of this works if the execution is sloppy. Section 5, strategic placement, where location really is everything. The difference between success and failure boils down to spatial flow. Poor placement accidentally blocks entrances or creates annoying congestion, and you never want to interrupt natural movement. Strategic placement, on the other hand, means putting the machine near a seating area, for example. It's highly visible, but comfortably out of the direct flow of traffic. It subtly encourages visitors to stop, relax, and actually make a purchase. So before just dropping a machine onto the floor, businesses absolutely must evaluate 4 environmental factors. It needs high visibility to actually capture attention and accessibility so customers don't feel crowded while making a purchase. It also has to be in a secure, well-lit space for safety. And finally, the layout just has to make sense with the surrounding store design. When all these factors align, the placement is totally optimized. Finally, Section 6, driving repeat engagement and building customer habits for recurring traffic. Now, a machine is only as good as what's inside it, and, whether it actually works. To build a habit, operations have to be strict. You have to stock popular items and constantly adjust to changing preferences to keep the offerings relevant. And regular maintenance? Totally non-negotiable. I mean, nothing breaks trust faster than a sad, broken machine when you just really wanted a quick coffee. When you master that product selection and maintain the hardware flawlessly, the result is incredibly powerful. Consistent convenience builds a habit loop. Customers know it's there, they know it works, and it becomes an integrated part of their routine, bringing them back to your location time and time again. We've covered a lot of ground in this explainer today, looking at how a supposedly simple machine can actually dictate foot traffic, increase dwell time, and build lasting customer habits when strategically integrated. So, I want to leave you with one final thought. How could vending fit into your location's customer journey? Take a look at your own commercial environments and ask yourself, where is that untapped spatial potential hiding? Thanks so much for joining me, and keep observing the world around you.